Good evening, it's Monday, the 2nd of February. I'm Rebecca Avill.
And I'm Tolu Akinwale. You're watching CBJ News.
Coming up on tonight's programme, all change at the City Ground as the Chief Executive leaves and Stuart Pearce turns down the offer of another job.
A bird's eye view, but will the city's latest attraction prove to be a wheel of fortune for Nottingham?
And is this the most impressive tree in Europe? Nottingham's major oak in the running to be named top of the trees. All this and more coming up.
But first, today's top story. There are reports that former Nottingham Forest manager Stuart Pearce has turned down the offer to become the new director of football. It follows a difficult 24 hours in which Pearce was sacked as manager and replaced by former Red Dougie Friedman. As well as this chief executive, Paul Falker, has resigned after only 5 months in the job. Fans today have had mixed reaction to Pearce's dismissal.
Results say everything. He's had time, he's had longer than normal. Normally he would have gone at the Derby game or just before or just after. Fortunately they won that game, so he had a little bit longer, but apart from that, good result. He should go. That's the modern way, I'm afraid. Past hero, no past hero. And he did desert Forest as a player.
He's never been sacked. I don't think that man, Rudy Friedman, is the right man for the job. He should have given Stuart Pearce a bit longer time. Because, I mean, after Billy Davis left, he got a lot on, you know, putting the club right and everything, but they should never have sacked him. He didn't play. I don't think the players like to play for him, I don't think. I mean, after Derby match, I thought it was all, you know, and then you come and lose to Millwall. Rubbish.
It's a bad disgrace actually. I think he's the best manager probably since I've had since the Derby manager, Billy Davison. He played well for me, done well, he's been a servant to the country and also to his team as well at the same time. And I think it's a really bad shock that he's had to leave us.
Well, I'm particularly not happy about it because for the football club I think it's best to have some stability and to stick by a manager, and you just, nowadays you're not giving them enough time, so I'm not very happy about it.
Gutted really, but he weren't really the right man for the job, were he? So, but apart from, I mean, he was a brilliant footballer at Nottingham, but really he weren't the right man for the job. They need to get someone with a bit more experience really, and unfortunately he weren't the man. So.
And my opinion is, as a Leicester fan, they should have kept him till the end of the season. Yeah.
Backed by popular demand, the Wheel of Nottingham has returned to the city after a 4-year absence and is set to boost the area economy by bringing hundreds of thousands of extra visitors. Our reporter Keita Hawkins went to have a look.
Nottingham for as far as the eye can see. The Big Wheel's vantage point reaches the heavens as it stretches up to the equivalent of 2 double-decker buses, providing unparalleled 360-degree views of the city and beyond. We're up 60 metres high here on the Nottingham Wheel. This installation will be here for the next 2 weeks in Old Market Square, so if you're looking for the best view of Nottingham, this is certainly the place to come. This fascinating feat of engineering and technology takes 10 specialists a week to put up with the help of a 72-tonne crane. Its 40 gondolas collectively seat up to 240 people at any one time. So, what did you think of the Nottingham Wheel?
It's really good. I've been on it before.
I could see and I could show a lot of different places that we actually gonna follow after. So that was a great opportunity for the little ones as well as my family to just see what is coming up. So, and that was great to see actually the castle and all the beautiful view of Nottingham from the sky. So yeah, it was really good and we did enjoy it, all of us. Is that right? Yes. Yes.
When the wheel was last erected in 2011, it attracted in 180,000 extra visitors, and local businesses in the area are set to benefit from all the extra business generated.
When we first came here, we didn't think many people came down the alleyway, but because of the market square and obviously the wheel, more people should hopefully come up, so have a positive impact on us.
If it's like a weekend when the children are off school, I said it will have a bit more of an effect because you'll probably bring grandkids or your children to it. But if you, like I say, if you've been on it before, would you bring them again?
The Wheel of Nottingham is open until the 22nd of February. Keita Hawkins, CBJ News.
More than 13,000 illegal cigarettes have been seized in Nottinghamshire. 6 premises in Mansfield and Arnold were raided by Nottinghamshire's County Council's trading standards in the crackdown last year. Billions of pounds was lost in tax last year because of the illicit trades, as Liddy Mazem reports.
More than 1 in 4 people in Nottingham smoke, and it's now thought that 9% of all cigarettes and 36% of all rolling tobacco in the UK is illicit. Nottinghamshire County Council's Trading Standards has joined a national operation to crack down on the amount of illegal tobacco being sold. The council has just released figures of 6 raids in Mansfield and Asheville in August, where they managed to seize over 13,000 counterfeit cigarettes and over £6,000 worth of tobacco.
After a number of intelligence reports we'd received, we carried out a series of raids, including using search dogs, on premises that we thought were selling illegal tobacco. Some people will sell them out of a bag in a pub, some people are selling them in legitimate shops, others are selling them from houses on estates.
The seizures led to a loss of an alcohol licence, fines and a community punishment order for those selling the illegal products. But what does it mean for businesses selling cigarettes legally?
As far as retail goes, obviously it's really important to us because we don't want to lose the sales. The kids are getting cigarettes a lot cheaper elsewhere, illegal ones, so it's important to us.
Displaying tobacco products in shops will become illegal as of this year. Some believe that this may encourage people to search for cigarettes elsewhere, as they are less visible in shops.
You'll see these popping up now across all stores. They used to be in the supermarkets first, and now they're rolling it out to the smaller branches like us, and that's law from April the 5th this year. So having these up may possibly have an effect on our cigarette sales, because this has to come off, have to take that away, because you're not allowed to show any cigarette products.
So the counterfeits may damage tobacco sellers' businesses, but what are the other dangers of illegal sales?
The cheap price of the tobacco undermines the government's public health messages, because if they're that easy to get hold of, then they're not priced out of reach. There's also the issue that children might be able to get a hold of them as well, but they don't have the same safety mechanisms in the cigarettes, so they can just keep burning. They don't burn themselves out. And there's also the money that's lost in tax revenue. It's about £1.6 billion a year.
Although the council have begun to crack down on the issue, counterfeit cigarettes still remain a large problem in the UK. Lizzie Madden, CBJ News.
An art workshop for vulnerable adults is being held today in collaboration with the charity Framework. The workshop aims to provide an outlet for those who are homeless and helpless across the community by proving that art is for everyone. Cara May Cole reports.
Here we are today in front of Framework Charity. This is where the art workshop will be taking place to help the vulnerable across the city get creative and find inspiration through drawing.
Here provides a safe haven for those who seek help from Framework Charity, suffering with a number of problems from homelessness to health. The idea behind the workshop comes from local artist Chris Smith, who explains the power of art as an outlet.
With my mark making, but also stopping people from being so scared to interact with art and thinking what they're doing is wrong when they should just be free to express themselves and do whatever they want.
Getting involved in the craft sessions means getting into tap with your emotions. Those attending the session are encouraged to get any anger, frustration or stress they feel onto paper. Framework also collaborates with Work with Nature, an extension of the charity who help vulnerable and isolated people express themselves. Organiser Jonathan Barry feels as though these types of workshops help people towards more independent lives.
Gets people outdoors, it's very sociable, friendly, relaxed. There's a focus on the art, which helps people to focus on something different to their problems and takes them away from their sort of everyday troubles.
To some, these may just be simple lines of paper on a page, but to the people here today, it provides an outlet. Cara May Cole, CBJ News.
The major oak in Nottinghamshire is in the running of the name to best tree in Europe. The legendary tree, which is thought to have stood in Sherwood Forest for a century, is competing against 13 other shortlisted trees across the continent to be named European Tree of the Year. Voting for your favourite tree ends on the 28th of February.
Now over to Jamie Griffiths for the latest Sport Report news.
Thank you, Rebecca. Well, Notts County have had a quiet day compared to their neighbours, but they will be heading back to the drawing board after Saturday's 3-0 defeat against Oldham Athletic. The Magpies have only won once in their last 5 games and will want to turn that around when they play 5th place Chesterfield this weekend. Mansfield Town have recalled Rakesh Bingham from Hartlepool United. The young striker was meant to stay with Hartlepool until the end of the season, but the Stags, who are struggling in the league, have ended his loan spell early. And the Nottingham Panthers returned to winning ways over the weekend, beating the Belfast Giants twice, with a 4-3 win on Saturday and a 1-0 victory last night. That's all for the sport. Back to Rebecca and Toulouse in the studio.
Thank you very much, Jamie. Now it's over to Sam with all the latest weather updates.
Well, it's been a chilly day here in Nottingham and temperatures will drop to freezing points later on tonight. The Met Office have issued a warning for snow and ice, so do wrap up warm and be aware of the conditions if you're driving. Looking ahead to tomorrow, it will still be very cold with widespread frost and icy patches during the morning. Scattered showers and sunny spells will take you on through the remainder of the afternoon, with temperatures reaching highs of 3 degrees Celsius. That's all from me. Back to Rebecca and Toulouse.
Well, that's the latest. We'll be back to you next week to bring you all the latest updates from Nottingham. Thanks for watching.
Thank you very much. Goodbye from us and have a great weekend.